Hello, everyone. The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip. We're talking Clive Barker's Brannon Braga's Books of Blood.
Yeah, let's, I'm not sure that Clive Barker would put his name on this particular title, Trace.
It's really bizarre. So everyone, this is a new movie that's on Hulu, right now, so go watch it if you want to. That is it's an adaptation-ish of Clive Barker's Books of Blood. And the Books of Blood are a series of 6 books that each contained about 4 to 5 short stories that were released in like the mid-80s. The title card of this film doesn't fail to remind you of that. Because it says something like, in 1985, Clive Barker released the Books of Blood and it terrorized the world, and now here are some of them, or something like that.
Yeah, but also not really, because instead of adapting them, we decided to kind of do our own thing. No one's quite sure why.
It's really bizarre, but before we even get into that, so yeah, it is directed by Brannon Braga, who really got his start like writing for some Star Trek shows in the 90s.
You betcha. And
it's so funny, everything crediting him is like, oh, the Orville's Brannon Braga, because basically Seth MacFarlane...
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Aka, excuse fucking you. What a disservice to this gentleman.
I really like the Orville. I think it had a kind of a rocky first season, but the second half of the first season and all of season 2 was like on point, like really, really, really good.
I have heard that, yeah.
It's also like because the first half of season 1 is like a Seth MacFarlane show, and then it like becomes more of like a dramedy Star Trek show, and it's better for that.
Right. Yeah. We don't need another Seth MacFarlane show.
Anyway, Seth MacFarlane executive produced this, and I think that's just a really... Because when they announced this last October, it was like, yeah, Seth MacFarlane executive producing with Brannon Braga directing. Mm-hmm. They were leaving out the crucial thing that Brannon Braga also co-created WGN America's Salem, which was a fucking awesome show that lasted for 3 seasons.
I love that we're back in our WGN America.
I listened to our episode last week on Lovecraft Country for more information. No, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Whatever. For more information on that. But Salem is a show that had some delightfully creepy imagery and was really immersed in horror.
This is true.
You see hints of that in this Books of Blood movie.
Yeah.
But it's not quite as demented as it should be, especially coming not only from one of the co-creators of Salem, but from the mind of Clive Barker.
Yeah. This feels like somebody was told, hey, pull your punch a little bit. Like, we can't have this be too sexy. We can't have it be too dark. We can't have it be too gory. And everybody just kind of ended up in firmly,
Yeah, like, I mean, I was wavering between, like, a 2.5 and a 3, because when it ended, I was like, it's fine. It's nothing, like, spectacular, but, like, it's a serviceable film.
Yes.
But after sitting with it for a bit, I think I'm settling on that firm 2.5, where I'm like, it's, like, fine. It's not great. It's not terrible.
There.
It's just sort of there.
Yeah. And I think part of the problem is that this very much feels like we are setting up for...
A cinematic universe, a Hulu-verse of movies of this.
Hello, I'm Shelby Scott, the host of Scare You to Sleep, a podcast where I tell you spooky bedtime stories full of creepy sound effects and music that is soothing yet unsettling to help immerse you into a world of horror. This is a show for those of us who have realized horror can be a strange but relaxing escape from reality. Speaking of escapes, sometimes I lead you through guided nightmares, like a guided meditation, but instead of flowery meadows, I take you on a journey through your own personal nightmare. So come get lost in the terror with me. Listen to Scare You to Sleep wherever you listen to podcasts, or find us online at bloody.fm. Sweet screams.